Stop scrolling because what you're about to hear isn't just another celebrity breakup. This is the public execution of a love story that we all believed in. After months of rumors, hotel whispers, missing rings, and Chrome 23 chaos, the rap queen finally spoke, and the silence was loud. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Claressa Shields, the Olympic champion who was unbeaten and unfiltered, went live and lost her mind. We're talking about Remy using Papoose dirty, playing a real one-fire word for word on camera fire. Let's examine what caused Claressa to blow up like a podcast mic in a cheating scandal. What did Remy really say in that now-deleted post, and is Papoose the biggest victim? In hip-hop, or is he sitting on receipts of his own? Because when we examine these texts, direct messages, voice notes, and blurred surveillance footage, you'll see that this wasn't a breakup, but rather betrayal, brand destruction, and possibly the biggest finesse in modern rap history. Let's go. Now, the internet is on fire, but this time it's not because someone fumbled a feature or dropped a surprise diss track at midnight. Rather, it's about loyalty, love lies, and one of the most shocking betrayals in the history of hip-hop relationships. At the heart of it all is Remy Ma, the self-proclaimed ride or die from the Bronx, Papoose, the man who became a walking meme for unwavering love and loyalty, and now, out of nowhere, Claressa Shields, Olympic gold medalist, professional knockout, artist, and apparently unofficial chairwoman of the Defend Papoose at All Costs Committee. So let's go back in time. We all know the story, or at least we believed we did. Remy and Pap were hip-hop's power couple while she was serving a 6-year prison sentence. Papoose didn't just wait. Instead, he stayed loyal, public, and proud. And he became the poster child for Black love goals, wearing t-shirts with her face, posting throwbacks, and defending her honor like a lyrical knight in a velvet do-rag. They got married in 2008, had a daughter in 2018, and founded Chrome 23, a battle rap league led by Remy and supported by Pat. They were more than just a couple. They were a brand, an empire, but like any great empire, sometimes it crumbled quietly, and that's when things started to get weird. Let's talk about signs first. Easy the Block Captain, a rising star in the battle rap scene, is charismatic, cocky, funny, and suddenly suspiciously close to Remy Ma. They are working together in Chrome 23, which makes sense because it's her league. She books the battles but shows up to events with him instead of Papoose, leaves venues with him late at night, and has matching trench coats. The internet won't overlook that, not in 2025, not when TikTok exists. Remy stopped showing up together. At public events, no more adorable Instagram posts, no kitchen TikToks, and blurry Baycam videos of them sharing lobster in Miami. Why did Remy check into the Westin with Easy at 1:43 a.m. and not check out until 6:27 a.m.? I got the blurry footage to prove it. Stay woke. The footage is a low-quality security clip that might as well have been shot on a calculator, but the energy is crystal clear. The internet had questions, and suddenly so did Papoose. According to one anonymous source, a family friend who spoke exclusively to a shady blog that accepts Bitcoin for tea. Pap had already been suspicious. He allegedly found texts, saw messages, and heard whispers in the studio hallways, but he remained silent because that's what faithful men do until now. Because Remy abruptly posted a mysterious Instagram story with a black background and white text that read, "Don't let loyalty keep you somewhere you no longer feel free." Remy may not have mentioned Papoose's name, but she didn't have to, because the very next day, Claressa Shields, going about her own business, allegedly went live on Instagram and was chilly, and she lost it. I mean, I really lost it, with no script or filter, just 30 minutes of pure, emotionally fueled rage from the undisputed boxing world. Did him dirty, and I'm not the only one who notices it. Fans quickly clipped the filtered version of Claressa Shields' drags. Remy Ma reached 1. In less than 12 hours, Twitter went into overdrive with the hashtags #ProtectPoos, Dark Free App from Remy docked Chrome 23 Messy Edition. One user wrote, "Claressa said what we were all thinking. Pap deserves better. I hope he drops a diss track and a custody agreement in the same week." Another user wrote, "Remy Ma fumbled a man who waited 6 years celibate in this economy, and I'm sick." There was then silence. No reply from Remy, no clapback, and only a few Instagram story reposts of makeup brands. and one oddly timed sponsored post for an energy drink that no one had ever heard of. But then something crazy happened. I'm not saying it was Claressa, but I'm also not saying it leaked a voice note purportedly from Papoose's camp, in which a man's obviously emotional voice said she's been stepping out. I stayed quiet. I'm not weak. I was just watching, and now I'm done watching. Viewers instantly assumed it was Papoose. Whether it was or not didn't matter. The damage was done. And that's when things really started to fall apart, because guess what happened next? A leaked spreadsheet, a full-on spreadsheet purportedly showing. This wasn't just a love triangle. It looked like a financial funnel, an empire with cracks, and a love story with a budget imbalance. And just when fans thought it couldn't get any messier, Remy finally posted, no words, just a picture of herself in an oversized suit standing. Alone in a photo studio caption, unapologetic, unavailable, unbothered. Chrome 23 payouts, and guess who got paid nearly double for appearances in the last 6 months? That's right, Easy the block captain. That was the last spark because a minute later, Claressa Shields returned to the stage, this time saying even louder, "Don't play with people who loved you when you had nothing," I quote. Her entire life was rebuilt with Papoose's assistance, and now she wants to act brand new because she's running a rap league, baby, please. And that's what we're at because the next leak wasn't a clip, it wasn't a tweet, it was a court document. Filed in New Jersey under the Mackey name, asking for not just a divorce, but also a forensic audit of Chrome 23's finances and the grounds of irreconcilable differences due to breach of trust, marital and financial. This raises the question of what Papoose found, what receipts he is sitting on, and whether this is about infidelity or something much bigger, because what's about to happen could be the end of Remy Ma's entire empire. Let's start with the Chrome 23 financial leak. According to a so-called industry accountant who may or may not be a part-time Uber driver with a cracked tablet, the Chrome 23 payment ledger mysteriously vanished from internal servers around the same time Papoose filed his paperwork. A spreadsheet appears on Reddit titled Chrome 23 Disbursements Do Not Leak. At first, everyone thought that Remy had cheated with drama, which is sad and disrespectful, but now we're hearing rumors of offshore accounts, misdirected league funds, and battle rappers getting paid in cash-stuffed Balenciaga shoeboxes. Iconic, and as you are already aware, the internet opened it before the file had finished downloading. It contained payment logs for every major event since the league's launch. And guess who has paid out more than any other battler? Not Hitman Holla, Gee Easy, the block captain, and not just more. We're talking about $14,000 in appearance fees, first-class lights, and a rumor that Remy paid for his hotel suite out of her personal account. Now, that would have been okay if Papoose hadn't allegedly confronted her 3 months ago over mysterious Chrome withdrawals, and her response was, "Stop acting jealous. I'm running a business. Oh, not the gaslight gatekeeper girl boss combo." In turn, Chrome 23, who was fired for asking too many questions, claims that Remy had set up a second LLC under her mother's maiden name. Guess what? According to this intern, whose resume likely contains emojis, Remy redirected some brand deals into this side business because, quote, Papoose was trying to handle too much, and with joint oversight. Translation, he was asking where the money was going. One brand, a luxury hair extension line that Remy had recently partnered with, quietly pulled out 2 days after the divorce filing hit the blogs without any notice or press release. Just gone from their website, wiped clean off her face as if she had never worn a lace front in her life. Let's talk about the battle rap community, shall we? After this scandal broke, fans noticed something even stranger. 3 female MCs, all regulars on Chrome cards, had not been booked since January. An anonymous battler, whom we will call Lady Teacup, told an underground podcast that once Easy started getting top billing, it was obvious who the favorite was. Some of us spoke out about it, and then our names vanished from the flyer. To make matters worse, there are now unverified screenshots circulating that purport to be from Remy's Fanina, saying, "I'm not putting anyone on who doesn't respect my vision. I don't care how good they rap." Well, now we have a suspected Chrome 23 burner, financial games, favoritism, and ghosted appointments. Account that liked a comment claiming that Papoose was holding her back. Let's not forget that throughout all of this, Remy remained silent, did not do any interviews or live streams, and only posted a few chilly photos in oversized blazers looking like a Fashion Nova lawyer about to win a case against public sympathy. Meanwhile, Papoose is thriving in the sympathy spotlight, liking shady tweets, booking podcast appearances, and allegedly negotiating a book deal titled Loyalty Over Everything Until It's Not, according to a close friend who spoke under the condition of absolute clout-chasing Pap. He has screenshots, wire transfers, and a Chrome 23 contract with EY's name spelled incorrectly, and he kept it all. Twitter went into a full meltdown. Trending worldwide. Remy exposed and Claressa Chrome cash out. Darts Papoose deserves better. How do you call yourself the block captain when you can't even respect a man's household? Claressa said what we all thought, and even brands jumped in on the mess. One boxing merch brand posted a picture of Claressa wearing gloves with the caption, "We only fight for those who fight for loyalty." Subtle, not effective at all, but then came the next shocking revelation. A purported court clerk's paperwork from New Jersey that was uploaded to the dubious Hip Hop Mess Express Facebook group revealed that Papoose had not only asked for a financial to clarify, he may also be pursuing a civil lawsuit for breach of fiduciary duty. He is accusing Remy of using joint business resources for personal gain, in this case to allegedly fund her little Chrome 23 side romance. Translation: he's not just hurt, he's lawyered up, and he wants his coins. One anonymous legal blogger, whose page does in fact have a cartoon gavel, said in their PFB that if Pap can prove she rerouted league money to a side LLC without his consent, that's grounds for damages, especially if the business was structured as marital property. Remy hasn't done a full interview yet, but she's giving away clues. Last week, she shared a quiet video of herself in the studio with headphones and a pen in hand. The caption said, "If you're going to diss Papoose, drop it. Don't tease it, Remy. Please don't start ghostwriting for Easy Now too loudly, crying face." Of course, fans yelled, "If you're going to diss Papoose, don't explain. Don't tease it, Remy." While Remy was enjoying her own silence, Claressa Shields went viral once more. I said, "I'm swinging." Was Remy the entire situation? Does it matter? By now, the public had chosen a side, and let's be honest, Papoose has become the ultimate victim of boss woman betrayal syndrome, and whether that is true or not, perception is power. Ray's brand isn't just wobbling, it's leaking followers, sponsors, and public trust like a broken Chrome chain. However, just when fans thought the worst was over, a final leak, not a picture, live stream, or meme, that stopped the internet cold, a document marked confidential. Federal Review started the rumor that Chrome 23 and one of its side LLCs is now under quiet investigation for tax discrepancies. Guess whose name is still attached to those original filings? Papoose. This means that unless he quickly and legally separated himself, he could be drawn in right alongside her. Federal heat and the fall of an empire that once stood for loyalty over everything. So where are we? Remy Ma, who was once hailed as the queen of real life, is allegedly on the verge of losing everything she built, including her marriage, her battle league, her credibility, her income, and possibly her freedom if the rumors are true. This is because the internet exploded after the leaked document, which was titled Confidential Federal Review, surfaced online. The purported audit is said to have focused on Chrome 23's financial records dating back to 2022, which is when Easy, the block captain, began to appear in photographs, flyers, and allegedly hotel suites. According to sources, this wasn't just a random review. The trigger was, if Papoose's forensic audit request is accurate, this was not merely a divorce. Rather, it was a planned financial separation. For example, if you're taking Easy, I'm taking the receipts. If the rumors are accurate, the audit found that Remy controlled a second LLC that was used to transfer brand sponsorship funds, money that wasn't reported on joint taxes, payouts to battlers, and, most importantly, a recurring expense called Travazi, which is spelled exactly like that coincidence. You tell me that Fuss, listed as co-founder on Chrome 23's original registration, is allegedly still tied to its taxes, and if any shady funds moved under that name without his knowledge, he could be pulled into the fallout. This is no longer just a messy breakup. It's now looking like a case study of what happens when love, business, and unbridled ego collide on a public stage. Within 72 hours of the audit, rumors surfaced, and the fallout was evident. One of Chrome 23's major sponsors, a startup energy drink, removed Remy from their homepage last month. They made no announcement, gave no thanks for their partnership, and simply erased the Chrome 23 website under maintenance tickets to the next battle event. No new date was listed, and even devoted fans began to wonder if the league would survive the scandal, or if Ray's empire was collapsing more quickly than her marriage. Remy remained silent, but her Instagram comments were anything but her last post. A black and white shot of her sitting in an empty director's chair with the caption, "Rebuilding," garnered a lot of attention. People wrote things like, "Rebuilding. What, trust in your brand or your taxes and hope that chair is comfortable because you might be sitting in it under oath." Meanwhile, Papoose has somehow become a post-scandal media darling, calm and on-brand. It's rumored that he's being courted by multiple podcast networks to launch a series on love betrayal and how to rebuild when loyalty is returned. He's also reportedly working on a memoir with a cover featuring a single empty chair next to him, subtle but surgical. He was spotted last week outside, allegedly filming a documentary segment. One passerby claimed that Pap was wearing a microphone and staring straight into the camera when he said, "You can love someone without losing yourself, but once they lose you, you don't owe them silence." It was like a heartbreak haiku, and the internet went crazy. But what about Remy? For weeks, she posted nothing but inspirational quotes and photos, as if the best way to avoid a scandal is to look good in linen. Then she finally responded, not in an interview or live, but in a way that only Remy Ma would, with bars. A SoundCloud track called Chrome Hurts 23 leaked, and when you press play, you hear a barrage of coded shots, low-key name drops, and brutal lyrical shade. The beat is cold, the message is clear, and the message is brutal. Fans debated whether she was referring to Papoose's role in Chrome 23 in the third verse. "They want me loyal but mute / I gave him years, he gave me root / It wasn't exactly an apology, but the real punch came when she seemed to address Claressa Shields directly, saying, "Swing for gold, I swung for mine, stay in your lane, I'm not your storyline." Some fans were divided, with one battle rapper even weighing in on Twitter. She really dropped a diss track instead of a press release, respectfully iconic, but wild. Then the meme pages had their moment. One viral post featured Pap photoshopped onto a Netflix cover with the caption, "When loyalty goes wrong." Another featured Remy wearing a Chrome 23 blazer with the caption, "CEO of Collateral Damage." Beneath the jokes, people began to ask serious questions, such as whether Remy Ma could recover from this, whether her credibility would ever be restored, or whether she would double down and play the villain on Fallout and turn it into a reality show. Speaking of reality shows, there are now unverified rumors that a streaming service is quietly. The real kicker is that, despite all of this chaos, Papoose has not said a single word in public, not even in a sit-down interview or tweet, which makes him more powerful than ever. In a world where silence is rare and cloud computing is currency, Papoose's quiet dignity has made him a cultural symbol, and Remy is now seen by some as a cautionary tale, while for others she is a misunderstood boss navigating the backlash of ambition. One power couple, two public figures, 100 unanswered questions, and a crowd of fans, bloggers, and brand representatives are all waiting to see what comes next. Let's face it, this wasn't just a scandal. It was a collapse of trust in the brand of what people believed to be the last fairy tale in hip-hop. So I ask you, was Remy wrong to choose herself? Was Papoose simply too loyal in a world where betrayal is the norm? Or were they both victims of building a brand so public that any private mistake becomes a trending topic? Should Claressa have stayed out of it? Was Easy the Block captain the real issue or just a convenient scapegoat? More importantly, are you prepared for what comes next? Because if there's one thing we know about hip-hop scandals, they don't end with an apology. They end with leaked audio, an NDA, and a Zeus. We want to hear from you. Was Remy Ma justified in breaking away to find herself, or did she fumble the most loyal man in rap history? Did Papoose play it too calmly for too long, or is this the ultimate revenge arc in slow motion? What about Claressa Shields' real friend, or just a clout-fueled commentator swinging for views? Leave your thoughts, theories, and hottest takes in the comments. If you think the story is over, just wait until someone leaks the Chrome 23 tax files. We'll see you in the next expose. Hit the like button like it owes you child support, subscribe for more scandals hotter than Chrome 23 battle nights, and smash the bell icon so you don't miss what drops next, because trust me, the petty ones. If you've read this far, you already know you're deep in the tea. You're deep in the tea.